Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jonathan Coase, and in today's free training, I'm going to be talking about objection handling. Now, the main thing that I'm going to be focusing on is the 8-step objection handling process by Greg Gomez III. Number one, acknowledge. You acknowledge where they're coming from. You address their concerns, and you say, I can certainly see why you would feel that way. I completely understand why you might feel like that. Number two is takeaway, where you just let them know, hey, it's not mandatory that you take advantage of this. I'm not trying to twist your arm into getting you to get this done. And number three is interest. You want to reestablish. It's just that when we spoke earlier, you seemed that you were very interested and excited about accomplishing X, Y, Z. And you asked, is that still true? You let them vent a little bit. Four, set it aside. This wouldn't be an issue at all. Let's just assume for a second that I can show you how to get this taken care of without having to worry about all that extra crazy stuff. And then you say, would there be, if I could show you how to do that, would there be anything else holding you back? Because you want to get anything else out, any other objections that could potentially be there that'll hold them back from buying. So you say, would there be anything else that you need to know before getting started? If they say yes, go ahead and bring that out too. You say, okay, what else would be stopping you from getting started tonight? Or, okay, so let's go ahead and set that aside. What else would be a reason for you not to get started? And after they express their new issues, you say, okay, and you go through the first two steps again, and you said, would there be anything else? Let's set that aside as well. Now that we have two items, would there be anything else holding you back from getting started tonight? Let's just say I can take care of that. Okay, so just so I'm sure, if we can help you to get these issues resolved, satisfy their issues, you're saying that you would like to get started then tonight. Then is that right? And if they say no, you ask them, you don't sound 100% clear. Are you sure? Let me say it again so you can be 100% clear. And you can repeat it, if so that they understand. And then once they understand, you close the sale. So how did you want your name to appear on the paperwork? Was that a first and last name, or did you want a middle initial? And I have a lot of different closes in here. And then also we get into a hard takeaway if, for any reason you're not able to close, you get into a harder takeaway. So the first takeaway is a little softer. It's still a takeaway, but a hard takeaway is when you're like, I'm not sure if this is for you type of deal. And is this something that you really want to do? Are you sure? Then you ask, okay, so what's really the issue then? And then they bring out, if for any reason they had other issues that you weren't able to get out from them earlier after the isolation, then you go ahead and go through that same exact process again. So this is the main focus. And I want to just basically talk about that. I want to actually share it with you just now. But another way, and it's just a different style, is from Jordan Belfort. So he says the way it starts is, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. And the focus is on the tonality, but also the structure is the same. That is one thing that I want to emphasize is the tonality. So you say, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Does the idea make sense to you? Do you like the idea? And then they say yes. So you use a disarming tone when you ask these questions. For example, you imply money aside. You don't say money aside, but your tone implies that. Does the idea make sense to you? Do you like the idea? And with your tone, rather than actually saying money aside, you imply it in your tonality. And so notice the use of I hear what you're saying in this particular context. However, if they say, let me think about it, do not say I understand. That's when you say, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Do you like the idea? Does the idea make sense to you? And then they say yes, you say exactly. And you see the true beauty of this program is this, unlike any other marketing plan out there, this is the only one that puts you right smack in front of people who are already looking for you. So your goal here is to pace, lead. It's super important to use a tone slightly above where they are to create certainty. When you say exactly, you're like slightly above there, and then you say the true beauty of this program is when you bring it down. And then if you do a good job, so you say they weren't impulsive in the rebuttal, we place you in front of people who are already looking for you. They weren't impulsive in calling from a slick ad. They actually went out and searched for a plumber. The only thing we did is make sure that they found you instead of your competitor. You follow what I'm saying? If you do a good job keeping your powder dry in your original script, you should have some of your best stuff right here. And you go, exactly. And as far as the actual cost of the program goes, your monthly return on investment will be absolutely staggering. Now, follow me real quick while I go through the numbers. So here the script breaks down the numbers in order to make a very logical case here. You're looking to make your logic-oriented close right here. You go into the emotional orientation later. Also, your first 10 is, does the product make sense? So you're closing that. Notice that, does that sound about right at the stopping point? You'll need to readdress what you're saying after he responds. You can't ignore what he says. Listen and then respond based on what they're saying. Exactly. And as far as the actual cost of the program goes, and you can read the rest of this if you like, but that's essentially the way it's structured right there. And I have an entire playlist, by the way, on objection handling and closing. I pretty much cover virtually every single objection that you'll run into in your business, no matter the industry, product, service, or opportunity. You have some common objections. Basically, the structure is still the same, no matter what the specifics of their concerns are. I didn't get the chance to actually go through this, but I do go over a lot further. You can get access to all of this, by the way, in the dojo, which I'm still growing. I actually started it over about a year ago. The original dojo was from 2017, but there's a lot of different resources in here. So you have scientific advertising, addressing objections in your body copy, the one sentence persuasion course, the Ultimate Sales Letter, Triggers by Joe Sugarman, the No BS Sales Success by Dan Kennedy, got the Straight Line Persuasion Action Guide, the action book from Jordan Belfort, Master Key System, Fanatical Prospecting is a great book on prospecting. It also covers rebuttals too in that book. But that main focus, this is a really good book, The Ultimate Guide to Opening Sales Conversations and Filling in the Pipeline. And that's essentially it. I wanted to bring this to your attention, give you the basic structure of the 8-step objection handling process, and you can use the rebuttal section on page 28 of the basic structure of a script, which you can get access to if you join the dojo. I'll have it in the description. It's completely free to join, but you can also use this as a reference as well. And I'll try to do more training on this in the future. But yeah, I really wanted to go over this. And also be sure to take a look at the tools and resources below. I have this playlist, Objection Handling and Closing. And the credits go to Cesar Rodriguez, which I didn't get the chance to go through his process, but it's very similar. He has his own, people have their own different way of doing things. And then from question-based selling, Thomas Freeze, legendary question-based selling, consultative selling, Greg Gomez, and Dan Kennedy. All right. So that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to take a look at the tools and the resources below. I have everything that I included in this video, as well as I'll also have it in the pinned comment by the Affiliate Marketing Samurai. And then also take a look at the free sales and objection handling checklist, sales and closing checklist right in the description. It's completely free. All you got to do is put your name and your email address in. It'll get sent right to your inbox. And you actually can have a checklist to accompany during your day-to-day selling, income producing activities. All right. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy. If you like content like this, definitely subscribe to the channel. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. See you then.